Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About Lego. We've got Andrew in the house with Brick Monarch and Brick Monarch Shop, and myself, Jason, with the Brick Stop. We're really excited to talk about, well, I mean, you see it right there, M-Tron back in
Yeah,
the house.
M-Tron is an awesome space faction.
Yeah. So, how you doing, Andrew? What you been up to?
Pretty good, man. Actually, I've just been building all day long and flying around my vector detector.
Perfect. Yeah. Just taking
Getting,
breaks to
getting,
fly it around a little bit.
yeah. I mean, I
Check.
was technically chasing it around the shop with Blacktron shirt, so I was trying to
Perfect.
take the technology.
You're trying to steal that with the Blacktron energy. Getting
Yep,
that Blacktron energy
yep.
going.
Man, we got a lot of people in here. A lot of people are very excited about this.
Yeah. We're excited. Thank you so much for joining. We had couple people waiting to jump on here, so it's good to see you guys all here. Drop a like. Make sure to like the stream if you're having fun. Drop a comment. We'll try to get to those. Obviously, the super chats are turned on, so if you want to drop a donation, we appreciate that, and we'll definitely pull those up so you can be seen by all. But yeah, man, I'm excited for M-Tron. We haven't talked about them in quite a while, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We might have lost Andrew already. It looks like we got Andrew frozen on the screen here. I'm gonna address the comments and see if he can jump back on here. Hopefully this works out. We were having some technical issues with the internet today. So Chase Maddie, let's talk about Lego. Absolutely. Lady Brick's in here. Hey, if you're streaming something, Lady Bricks, you better turn that off because we need all the bandwidth we can get. Breaking up Brad. M-Tron back in CMF space line. Can't wait. Yeah, it's one of the better ones. I agree, Brad. The new minifig CMF series coming out soon. We're looking at that. And some of the leaked images has M-Tron, Blacktron's coming back, as well as Ice Planet. Ice Planet looks really good in that too. Tricerion, hey all, hello. General Bricks is here. M-Tron, baby, yeah, absolutely. Megacore or the Magnetizer was their base on a moving base, yeah. Hey Andrew, welcome back.
Hey,
Just checking the stream, checking the. I was just addressing comments, so.
that's cool. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. My internet is just kind of. I'm switching back and forth between two different internet types.
Okay.
Back and forth between 5G and regular. So
Oh,
I don't know what's going on.
sure. Well, I was just welcoming people. We got 22 people already in the stream. Breaking Up Brad was here. We got some guest appearances by him. We got I know you said Cosmic Brick wasn't watching, but he's dropped a comment to say awesome, bring it on, guys. So it's good to have him. We're gonna bring up some of his stuff later, I think. So yeah, we got a ton of fun stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Oh, I also told Lady Bricks to stop streaming whatever she was watching. I don't know if she was. No, we're having fun. We're having fun.
Yeah, before we jump into some of this M-Tron stuff, I did want to mention at Brick Monarch Shop, these are the products that we offer for M-Tron t-shirt, 2 different wall signs, and a couple of decals.
Very nice.
So
Very
if
nice.
you would like to have some of that stuff, jump over to the shop and grab some today.
Yeah, and you have you do a lot of holiday sales and offers as well. So keep an eye on
yeah,
those.
yeah. Watch.
Sometimes
Sign up
too,
for
so.
sign up for the email subscribe to the shop, and you'll get notified first on any sales or discounts that we are going to be having.
Yeah. Really like that sign you did with the space like galaxy in the back.
Yeah, that's my favorite one. For some reason, a lot of people don't really dig that one. For some reason, I don't know why. But
when you're getting the classics, the classic fans in there, they don't want to mess with any of the original art, and they like the basics. Maybe, I don't know, but I like it. I think it's a fun take on it for sure.
Yeah, no, I totally dig it.
Steve, welcome. What's up, everyone? M-Tron's up tonight. That's what's up. Glad you're here in the chat. I bet you've got this whole collection, right?
This is actually one that I don't have fully complete. I had a few when I was younger, but I've only got a couple of them now. I mean, everybody knows that Blacktron's my jam, the original Blacktron.
Sure. So Blacktron's a good time. M-Tron, man, I love this so much. It's one of those ones that's just in the back of my mind that I always want to get more of. But I think I got the Megacore Magnetizer and like 2 of the smaller sets. and then just a couple figs. I always grab a fig if I see one in a shop or something, right? But
yeah,
I haven't been able to even get close to completing it as well. So it's all good though.
yeah. It's pretty awesome. The only
Yeah.
unfortunate thing is it's got a lot of the trans neon green, which is a retired part. So
it is now.
those are kind of those are how hold their value.
Yeah, luckily it came on like
At least
every
to me.
freaking set in the 90s, so it's not a hugely rare part yet.
No.
But since it is discontinued, it's going to get a little harder to get a hold of.
Yeah, I mean, private collections are going to be held, I would assume, on a lot of these. Some people just don't care, but
Thank you, Jose. I appreciate that. Yes, I have a M-Tron base because they never had a base, which is something we can get into later. And so I built them a huge base. I think Jose did you build? I think he built it physically, which is crazy because it's thousands of pieces. But yeah, if you want to see that, you can check out my Instagram. Of course, just scroll down. It's a while back now, but
yeah,
appreciate it, man.
Well, hey, let's jump into this concept.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is what M-Tron was gonna look like.
Yeah, or at least as they were developing the theme, getting some ideas for what they wanted to do with it.
As you can see, like there on that little pod right there in the front, it's got the magnet up on top.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they were using the magnets in this, but this is kind of I don't know, it's kind of a weird.
The only one I really love
concept.
It's bizarre. You know what's interesting? The vehicle in the back there, next to the crane, not the one under it, but next to it, looks a little bit like that new City Space rover that they just released.
It does, yeah.
It's got a little bit of that. The only two I really like are the two in the back, that one and then the one with the crane above. I love the structure there. I think it's really cool looking. Looks like it maybe hinges open or something like that.
Oh, it definitely does.
Yeah. The other two are a little rough, especially the base. I think that mobile base they have there, as fun as it is, I think it's pulled off better in the Mega Core Magnetizer version. So, definitely a little Space Police vibe going with that double cockpit on it too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's still it's interesting to see, the initial thoughts before the final product.
No, it's great. I love that these images are floating out there on the internet.
They did a 180 on the color scheme.
Absolutely, yeah, completely different.
Which I absolutely love. I love the color scheme of M-Tron as it is right now.
I do too. Yeah. I think the coolest part in this picture, you might not be able to tell, but there's one of those original like space suits that you like, the big like jetpack space suits.
Yeah.
And it's in transparent orange, I guess. Transparent.
Oh yeah, I see that. It's in that little dome right there.
I'd love to get a hold of one of those prototype pieces for
that'd be cool. They'd go straight to my Ice Planet guys.
Straight into Ice Planet, bro. What a cool man. What a cool piece to try and get a hold of.
Something else too cool to notice is it looks like it's the classic space symbol on a green torso.
It is, yeah, with almost looks like light gray arms and black hands and trans.
Yeah, it's very hard to see.
Yeah.
This image, but that's what it looks like to me.
Clearly, very early images. They didn't have logos yet.
Well, like I said, this was the first concept in 1987.
Yeah.
Now, moving into the actual release in 1990.
Right. A couple years later.
Yeah, a couple years later. These were introduced and they were available March 1st in 1990 here in the States.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty much all the sets right there.
Yeah, it ran to 93. So it was from 90 to 93. There's probably some bleed over after 93. These things would sit around on shelves for a while after that, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But a 3-year run is pretty decent for any Lego theme, especially a sub theme like M-Tron.
Alternate candidate says the vector detector was his first set. That's what this one is. So that's cool.
Oh yeah. Oh,
I bet it's not in the same condition as mine.
Maybe. Well, yeah, if it's the one he got when he was a kid originally in the
Yeah.
90s, it might not be in the
This
same
one
condition.
this one sits in a dust-free box
Yeah.
solo on a piece of fabric.
Yeah. Dude, here's what I'll say about M-Tron just before we get into the sets and everything. I think they are the strongest in their land vehicles. Their ships are cool. They have some strange design choices. Very much got some Futron, borrowing from some Futron elements
Yeah.
in their just kind of blocky or kind of built up stacked designs. Their vehicles, though, are beautiful, on point.
Well, I mean, you have to take into consideration too. Anytime anybody talks about classic space land vehicles, the first one that comes to mind is the Megacore.
It's right up there, man. It's
the best one, the best land vehicle.
It's a nice one for sure. Yeah.
Like as far, I mean, I do like the Batarax from Blacktron.
It's fun, yeah.
Scale wise,
yeah,
it doesn't even hold a torch,
dude. No, Megacore it was pushing new ground on a lot of different levels. Mobile base first of all, but just so many other things going on. Just scale for that time. 90s didn't. I mean, castles were big only because they had a gigantic base plate under them. They weren't piecewise. This thing is huge. It's a big set even to today's standards. So, yeah, it's.
Jose's saying he has stuff. 2 Megacores.
Very nice.
Jose, I don't have one. I don't have one, buddy. Why don't you
start the wheeling and dealing?
Yeah. Ship me one, man.
You got to remember on this show, if you're talking about excesses of castle figs or spaceships, Andrew's going to be coming in with the deals, the offers.
Yeah.
I mean, me too, but yeah.
Andrew Auburn chimes in. Did someone say Futron?
Futron and M-Tron have a good relationship. We'll get into that.
Yeah, they do. They have a good relationship.
Sure. Yeah, there's some stuff in there that we could talk about.
Yeah, so you got one catalog image here in the info where it shows M-Tron helping out Futron monorail, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, looks like they're giving us some engine repairs or something.
And then here's another catalog image of the Megacore Magnetizer just kind of crawling over some rock on a looks like an asteroid, honestly.
Very nice picture.
I don't know how it got on the asteroid, but
it got dropped off by something else.
It's there.
A ship we never got to see dropped it off.
Right.
Yeah. I like how dynamic this picture is, even though it's just the side of one Lego set.
Oh yeah, this looks like something that I would do.
It's great. Yeah, I love it. Very great. Clean, very in focus. But it sets a good stage, and you get a lot of action in a very close-up photo. So it's really cool. I like them showing off their cool printed panels and some of the functions of the set. Like
I mean the little M-Tron prints that come on all the boxes. I love it.
It's great.
I mean, it wasn't until we got UFOs that we got another significant print on paneled pieces.
Yeah, transparent neon and yellow or neon green, whatever you call that one. They got some printed ones. Aquazone had some nice printed panels like that too, though. So, and they were a couple years before UFO. But yeah, it's not on every Lego set, right? Like
no, but
yeah, it's a cool.
I'm just making that point that through space, M-Tron had a lot of printing, a lot of custom printing in comparison to even its later set. Ice Planet didn't have it. Spirus. I mean, all these they had very minimal across the board, but UFOs had the printed bi-wing pieces, the saucer pieces, the hinge pieces that are that are also on the Megacore Magnetizer as well.
They had 2x2 tiles with the UFO logo
it's
on
very
it.
significant. It's very significant.
I'll tell you right now, some of the UFO minifigs, it might not be your cup of tea, but the printed legs on almost every single one, if not all of them. The torso is very intricate. The heads, they have transparent printed heads on some of those guys. Like that was crazy.
It's pretty awesome.
UFO is on printing. UFO is up there with space for as far as space themes go. Steve, I agree. Real quick, let's pull up what Steve has to say. Lego had excellent catalog images back in the day.
Yes, that's what made us. That's what made us buy it.
Yeah, really. I mean, yeah, and built the. It was the underpinning to the lore we came up with in our heads, right? Like,
yeah,
those images really spoke to.
Well, it kind of tells the story a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, and then we built off of that.
Here's our first little group of sets.
Yep, I have beacon tracker or tracer. Sorry.
Yeah, I've got that one as well. I
really like mobile satellite uplink with that hinged centerpiece. Very cool.
that was a classic space piece back in the day.
Oh yeah,
that hinge with the 2x4 plate on both sides.
Absolutely, phenomenal piece. Used in some of the Lego Town vehicles as well, like the little dump trucks and stuff. But I just like that they made a small vehicle, like a little vehicle on that base. That's such a good idea.
Jose's pointing out that 1478 came in a 5-pack combo.
Okay.
Which is why the set number is so way off. It's the only one.
Oh, got it. Yeah, the rest of them are sitting in the nice 6-8 whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
very cool.
That was a good point out there.
Well, it's a little more unique, it seems like, than some of the other smaller sets too. It's got that value pack kind of vibe going for it.
Yeah, it does. But I mean, those were awesome. Those were awesome back in the day. Those little value packs, man. You get like maybe a little city something, a little pirate something, a little castle something.
Yep, little twin arm launcher or something like that. Little ballista.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
Space guys in there. Yeah.
I do want to point out here that this one, the 2x whatever panel on the beacon tracer is printed with the M-Tron logo. So that is pretty fantastic.
Yeah. We were talking about those last week with the Arctic.
Whereas this one does not.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, which I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but it's just it's kind of cool that one's actually printed that comes on that set.
You're talking about the windshield piece?
Yeah, the windshield piece.
Sorry, yeah, I was getting confused with the
Come on, Jason.
Pulse whatever that is, charger thing, pulsar charger. Yeah, it's the only M-Tron set that comes with that.
With the printed one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure as well.
That little tiny beacon tracer. Yeah. No, I also love that they have the printed fuselage pieces down on the pulsar charger. Which we had brought up about the Arctic ones with the little Arctic logo, the orange ones. So that's a fun piece to get. Obviously, it's a very heavy space piece used in a lot of space things. But
across the board.
No, I love that use of the little curved, whatever you would call this, curved modified panel with the transparent and the print on it. I really like that use for this little buggy.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, they did that quite a bit through space.
It's a good feel. It looks nice. Yeah. I like it.
I also like the original balloon tires.
Me too, dude. They're kind of like a not soft rubber, a harder rubber, but they're like not the.
Those things were like, when I was little, those were like the best to just like throw one in the back of your mouth and chew on it for a while.
Just like kids tobacco.
Yeah.
Kids version of tobacco, just chewing on a Lego tire.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah, they look so good. They look like licorice or something. Like they just look like they'd be tasty.
So here is the next set. Obviously we've talked about the vector detector a little bit. I have that one built here sitting in front of me. The Celestial Voyager is a pretty cool set as well. I like the little lift arm with the magnet, and I like that old hinge plate. I love those old hinge plates, the ones that are basically like the plate with the hinge at the end.
Yep,
they're very strong. I used the 2 of them for my drawbridge.
Yeah, those are great. Those are great pieces. Well, like I said, man, I'm team land vehicles for this faction. This is like a mobile. It's kind of like a mini, Megacore in the sense that it's a mobile. Feels like a mobile, almost work platform, right? You can move it out. It's got a crane on the back, but it's not like a closed in-house, like a enclosed cockpit or anything. It's out on the surface. You can walk around to the back and run the crane and do the thing. So I like that it's up higher. You get that kind of that feel like you're up away from the ground a little bit of safety, you know, up there. But it's
it kind of feels like
fun.
it kind of feels like a construction site vehicle.
Yeah, but like you could add 2 more minifigs probably, or at least another one.
Oh
in
yeah,
the back here
you
working,
could
or
have definitely
with a little
maybe
like
with
guy.
a little buggy with a magnet on it to pick it up and
Mhm.
set it up in the cart there.
Yeah, it's a decent sized vehicle.
Also wanted to point out the minifig pack from 1991.
Perfect. Yeah.
So this actually came out, which is odd, okay? Because if I'm not mistaken, Blacktron was in 1987.
It was back there. Yeah. A while.
I'm pretty sure. Yet this minifig pack from 1991, a year after M-Tron comes out, has Blacktron Future Generation as well as Blacktron Classic.
Yeah, and it's got a Futron guy in there.
Yeah, there's even a Futron guy.
A remake, or not the remake, but the second gen Futron guy. It's a very diverse little pack of figs.
It is. It's all over the place.
It's great. I love that they did that. It is weird that you're getting a Gen 1, Gen 2 Blacktron in the same pack.
Mm-hmm.
Very strange. Yeah, that's a good thing to point out there for sure. And then Vector Detector. I might have Vector Detector. I think I have this one. It's fine. You know, nothing super special about it. It's got that double wings.
Oh, he's saying that's a Space Police guy, General Tron. The one with the red lens.
Oh. That would make a little more sense.
Yeah, because let's see, the Space Police 2 was the green ones, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, General Tron's bricks.
That makes more sense.
We appreciate you throwing that in there. I figured Andrew Alburn would jump in there and be like, nope, that's not Futron.
Okay. Interesting. There he is. Yeah, nope, Space Police. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't, for some reason, I'm not a huge, like, I love space. Lego space is great, but I don't necessarily study some of the older themes of Lego space. And I didn't realize that the original Space Police and the Blacktron had the same torsos.
Obviously, I mean, like, you still had a bottle, right, when these came out?
I mean, it was, when was it? 70s? I wasn't born. Not even a bottle yet, man.
Oh shit.
You know, but I did a lot of looking backwards. Once I got into Lego, it wasn't long before I was looking back in time and seeing what had come before.
Yeah, for sure.
Even at 10, 11 years old, I was already flipping through, finding old catalogs, digging up parts in my friends' collections from back in the day and wondering where these things came from. So did some detective work.
Still, overall, you know, these two little sets are pretty awesome. Plus, the minifig pack is great. Those are always great.
Yeah, Lorem Ipsum. These were around for a long time and moved slower back in the day because Lego was not cool. Yeah, it wasn't as cool. Well, yeah, it was at least. Yeah, it wasn't as large. Obviously, it wasn't as big of a thing back then. So moving some of those older products off shelves or even some old parts out of inventory would have taken longer back then.
Oh yeah. And back before the internet, I mean, you know, these department stores would buy a bulk lot, and then that would be like where like Kmart would knock them way down on price too towards the end if they couldn't get rid of them.
Yep. Yeah.
Remember me telling you about that dream, Jason, that I had of waking up in like 85 with the money that I have today, and like going in and like having all these old vintage castle sets brand new.
At like retail price from the 80s.
The 80s.
That's a hard dream to wake up from, man.
Dude, it is. I'm telling you.
But yeah, and that's where you get these people that are still sitting on a closet full of sealed random, you know, like pirate sets from that time, because Kmart discounted them 60% and they bought 12 or 30
to move them out, to get them out the shelf. Yeah,
someone had the wherewithal back then to put them in a box and throw them in the closet, and they're selling them for $500 a pop on eBay now.
Right.
But you know, you gotta love the free market right there.
Hell yeah. All right, moving on. Particle Ionizer. I would have to say that this is probably one of the coolest spaceships that ever came out in Lego space.
Yeah, you like that helicopter feature?
I mean, I don't really care about the helicopter feature. It's a jet.
It is cool. Yeah, it does have a
I
jet
mean,
vibe.
the overall shape of it is just very aggressive, and it looks super. It's like a Ferrari.
You know what I also really like about this set is that thing on the ground with the little robot.
Oh, of course you would like the toy box with the robot.
I just like that it's got like a nut, because this again, this is a heavily vehicle based theme. It's cool they have a little command center it can pick up. That's fun. Also worthy to note, they had, like Futron, they had brick built robots helping them, little droids. These ones are actually pretty fun design, a little more different looking than the Futron ones, definitely.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah,
they're similar to Blacktron, but not quite. I mean, these are, they're a little bit more advanced, I guess you would say, looking.
A little bit, yeah. They got a different design. It's fun to see the innovation of the few amount of parts they use.
I got to point out this comment real quick. Lorem ipsum, filler text. He said, "You just described Dad's brick shop. What is Dad's brick shop? Does he have vintage sets?
Is that an online? It might be an online shop. I feel like I've run across it before. So, yeah, it might be one of those shops that just has a ton of sealed vintage stuff. But yeah, feel free to elaborate on that in the comments. Let people know.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Don't.
What is this? Octavian got in here a little late. Thanks for joining. He said, yes, yes, yes. This one always made it out of my Ice Planet ship. And
nice.
Some other sets. Got the instructions from a friend.
Oh, cool. Dude, I love that. Thanks for sharing that experience too, because it's fun to hear about the ways we did things before, like you said, before the internet. Now I can just download instantly any Lego set instruction from all of time, basically. But kids back then, you had to borrow the book from Timmy over there, and hopefully Joey didn't like eat it, and you got it back in one piece, and then it got worn out and fell apart because we built the set 10,000 times, right? And then, we didn't have eBay as kids, obviously, and so we were trading. It was a trade market, right? I'll trade you these parts for those parts, and there's some of that going on too. So it was like a currency for children.
It really was. It was for me. And, I mean, when I was a kid, just wanting the extra parts, you were looking at, okay, if I get this set, and this set, I'll have those parts because there was no other way to get parts.
Well, and like he said, who was that? That was General Tron or Octavian? Yeah. Yeah, he built it out of parts he had. I did that with the Johnny Thunder stuff. The big ruined temple. I can't remember. Forbidden. Nah, I don't remember the big temple from the desert. I can't remember its name right now for some reason. But I tried building that so many times with parts in my collection, trying to get the walls and the traps and stuff. Looking at the back, there was a special image in one of the catalogs that showed more of the back than some of the other catalogs, and I would try to part it all together. Yeah. And yeah, man, that's how we did it back then. Try to trade for parts I didn't have, whatever. It's a good time, good memories.
Yeah.
This is a cool, and I like this spinning thing on top could actually be a really cool feature as it's flying, because that would probably just look like a transparent disc above the ship, right? Could even if almost act spinning. Spinning like at hyper speeds, right? It would look like this cool transparent disc floating above the ship.
I think it's more of a radar.
It could be a giant radar. That's a huge radar. That could be their communications, like the main communication ship there.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Okay.
It's not a helicopter.
It looks like it looks like one because it spins. That's the thing about it. It's like a spinning piece on top. It's just kind of funny to me. Oh, but it is a cool ship.
Adam Ride said, I traded the hull of the Time Cruiser's ship for the Black Knights or the Black Fright Knights Dragon. I think I got the better end of the deal.
Maybe. What's cool about the hull of the Time Twister ship is the Time Cruiser ship is it's the only one in that color. I think it's dark gray and brown. Or no, it's black and brown. Or light gray. Now I'm just saying colors, but it's the only set that came with that hull. Or was it red?
No, I don't know. I'm just throwing out colors.
I'm like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't red. Someone in the comments can correct me. But it's the only hull. It's a classic pirate ship hull in that special color. It's only in that ship. So that's a very cool. It's dark gray. Okay, yeah, it's the only one
It's dark gray.
Dark gray. Yeah. So did I say dark gray the first time? Probably.
You said like brown and black, and
well, yeah,
you just started running down the colors.
So it's a special color. The Fright Night Dragon came in many sets, and also came in a little $5 or $3 set. So the part that you traded away for came in a larger, more expensive set. That being said, I like the dragon as a piece better. So if you were happy with the dragon, then it was worth it completely. Yeah. But Time Cruiser's Hall is really cool.
Octavian said that that's a sensor up there.
Okay. Splashing my face with water here. Yeah, big sensor. What's it sensing?
Then Spacer Nate said those blades ionize particles.
Dude, see, that's what I'm talking about. Almost acts like a shield along the top of nothing coming through there. You can't get hit by anything. Probably either way, not. You got some lore we can develop around that, but either way, it's a cool ship. It's got some cool features. I like the little command center it picks up from the ground with the magnet there. And I like the design of the weird little droid. I like it. All in all, it's a great set.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this was the mid-range size one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the mid-range spaceships in classic space were always the best ones. In my opinion.
Yeah,
they were like, for example, the Space Police 2, the Rebel Hunter.
Oh,
dude, that thing was fire.
I think perhaps not my favorite ones every time, but I will give you that they represent the theme the best almost every time, right? Because they're that mid-scale one, so you're going to get the most representation of that faction.
Yeah,
in those sets.
And for like $20.
Right, exactly. Yeah. No, I agree to that for sure.
Back in the day.
Because this is a perfect representation of M-Tron right here. You got the magnet, you got the robot, you got the minifig, and you got this cool ship.
All these cool printed panels everywhere, which is awesome.
And that magnet arm coming off the back there. That's pretty fun.
All right, moving on here. Secret M-Tron Space Voyager.
Yeah.
This was a supermodel with building instructions. And from what I understand, this was accidentally printed. And all the parts were in the box. Yeah, and I guess it was released for just a moment, and then they said, "Hold on." So,
got it. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that it had like it has like a set number and everything.
Sure.
But it's not actually a set.
I kind of wondered about that one because it's definitely it's a little bizarre. It's got the wheels and the wings, and then it's shown flying, not driving. So it's got some things going on, unless that whole back part, I assume, detaches and becomes its own thing, maybe?
Who knows? So what you have to have these 3 sets over here to build this. And I imagine nowadays you could probably get the extra 3 sets and go online somewhere and find the instructions for it.
Yeah.
And build it and add it to your collection as set number 6862.
Speaking of this set, I got a message from longtime friend of the show, Retro Space Coats, asking about this combiner set because he was curious as to where he could get the instructions to build it, or if I knew somebody who had done it already, and I didn't. But yeah, just so you know, at least you got an image of it here. So if you're watching later, he usually jumps on. I think he's busy tonight, but yeah, this is what it looks like. Here it is. So yeah, if somebody knows where to get the instructions, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
You might be able to just type in the set number with instructions next to it.
I want to point out 2 comments really quick. Yeah, 6862. You could just look that up on Google and you might be able to come across them. Spacer Nate says, haha, the one I don't have that I technically do have. Because he's got the other 3.
Oh, because he got the 3.
Yeah. Which is cool. And then Jose comes in here and he says it was a catalog order that didn't come with a box.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. So
that's probably why they didn't keep it going too long, because without a box, that's kind of bizarre. I just Googled it. You can find it. Instructions on toysperiod.com.
There you go. Toysperiod.com. Yeah, just Google.
Scans the original.
If you want to find any information about any Lego set ever,
just Google the set number.
Type Lego set number and just hit enter on Google, and it will bring up everything that you can possibly find on that set.
There you go.
And I mean, if it's instructions box, I mean figs, anything you want, you can always find it.
Well, yeah, it is true. I mean, a lot for the most part. You get pretty good results.
Jose said the instructions like with the bricks were on BrickLink with the parts going for $400.
I guess because it'd be cool to have the physical manual. That'd be fun.
I mean, yeah, that'd be dope.
But like
he said, don't worry about it, it's gone now.
You picked that up already? He picked that up real quick. Well, I think the takeaway from this is, we all love 90s supermodels, right? Is that what we're... I don't know. Okay, moving on.
Sure, yeah.
You said it's a supermodel. Come on. And it came out in the 90s.
Right.
All right. I'm just
moving around. All right, the Stellar Recon Voyager.
See, this one looks correct. The one we were just looking at looks funky to me. This one's right. I like this one a lot.
This reminds me of an armadillo.
Yeah.
Feet way in the back, all the action's in the front.
That's a good description of it right there.
From now on, that set will be called Pamela Anderson to me.
There you go. See? I'm not the only one.
Andrew Alburn got it.
Okay.
Yeah, so the Stellar Recon Voyager.
Yeah, what's fun about this one is the use of some of the panels, like space station panels and things like that.
Oh, I love those. I love those.
Yeah, I like that a lot. So that's pretty cool.
The inverted angled window piece, and the sloped window piece.
Very nice.
Which was used on like hospitals, police stations, back in the early city town. Those were awesome pieces to have. I love that corner piece too.
Yeah, that's the one I was kind of thinking about. Yeah. Well, yeah, this one's fun. It's got some interesting design choices on it. I like almost that it has kind of a hangar bay in the back there. Like that's cool.
Yeah, I think that box is back there, man.
Yeah, I think you're right. And then there's a little vehicle. I don't know if that one can clip in as well. It's got a magnet on it.
Yeah, it's got a magnet on it, so I would assume.
I'm assuming there's a cool function, it looks like, on this thing.
Dude, and those magnets are expensive nowadays too.
Yeah, they got kind of banned. So, I mean, you can still buy them. They're not illegal or anything, but Lego stopped making them when kids started eating them.
Well, yeah, I mean, they can't eat magnet.
Yeah, you don't have a breakfast cereal of magnet cereal, like what are we talking about here? But they messed up your tummy, so.
Well, I mean, you can't eat magnets. That's not Lego's problem that your kids are stupid.
Clip it. Put it on the social media.
Right.
That's a good one right there. That's not even the Lego's problem that your kid's stupid. That is, to be fair, that is true. That's why they banned the firing cannons for so long, because Jimmy fired at whoever and shot him in the eyeball and got sued.
Dude, I used to shoot my little brother across the living room with the Barracuda.
Yeah, I mean that's what it was for, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
it was that those cannons were made to lose the 1x1 round brick.
Yeah. Yeah, Tricerion. Yeah, I mean obviously, yeah. So kids don't eat them. That's why they got rid of them. But I see. No, you're saying the M-Tron says you need to be 18 plus, so kids don't eat the magnets. Well,
I mean those magnets came on everything, man. Ice Planet, all the trains back in the day had those same magnets with little knobs on the sides.
Yeah.
Ice Planet. I mean, those magnets were everywhere.
Oh well, they were on Explorians. They were on UFO. They lasted well into the 90s on a lot of stuff. They weren't. Yeah, but eventually they got rid of them because they were small and you could take them off the holder and then people would choke on them or eat them or something. Oh, Jose, I need a shirt that says that.
Yeah.
But it's not your fault. It's not Lego's fault. Your kids are stupid.
Yeah.
New merch. Link in
New
bio.
merch. I'll get that on the store next week. From blocks to mocks. So wait, you can't eat magnets? I wish I would have known that a few hours ago.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
hang in there, buddy.
Octavian pointing out they were also in Aqua Zone. I forgot about that.
Tons. Like the
Yeah.
main function was the little hand you could grab and the little magnet that could pick up the box, just like these boxes.
Decade of magnets, right?
Yeah.
Steve said none of my firing cannons fire anymore. He must have worn out that little spring in there.
Yeah. Well, some of around the era of those firing cannons, right around when they switched over, a lot of them looked like they were almost they had the function, but the spring got taken out or something because you can't pull the little trigger on the back anymore, but they still have a different style of plastic with a separate piece.
Yeah,
It's really bizarre.
they became one mold is what
Yeah,
happened.
eventually, yeah.
Eventually they became one mold. And if I'm not mistaken, there was a few of them that had like the Imperial symbol on
they did
the top of the cannon as well.
Mid to late 90s, yeah, with all of the like Red Beard Runner and all
these
those.
Are special right here. They've got molds on them.
Yeah, they have the little cross cannons on the top. Yeah,
right.
Those are fun cannons to have. They didn't start shooting again. Shoot. Yeah, none of them shot back then, and then they didn't do that again until 2009.
Not that I need them to shoot now.
I don't need them
because I don't care.
Neither do I. Honestly, I really like the ones with the Imperial logo.
But like I will say this: anything that would shoot something in the 90s, I shot it at my brother.
Yeah, I mean, same. Honestly,
I had this Ninja Turtle pizza thrower vehicle.
Yeah,
and that thing would shoot those things out of the front of that like a frisbee of death.
Yeah, dude. Well, the Nerf stuff, they always had like those Nerf spaceships and things that would have like the vacuum sound inside, and it would shoot the woo, and you'd shoot the discs out at people. Maybe it wasn't Nerf. It might have been a different toy that did that, but we always did that stuff.
Filler Tech said, I miss the days of no flake firing. Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, we not that I am a huge Connects guy, because obviously Lego's so much more superior in every way. But we had some growing up, and me and my brother figured out how to we made semi-automatic handguns that we'd shoot at each other in the house. It was pretty fantastic.
So, look, somebody had it. Matt Braden. I had the pizza thrower vehicle, which I still did.
Yeah.
That was a killer toy right there, buddy. All right.
Chase
Stellar Recon Voyager.
Chase Maddie, just want to shout you out real quick. Thanks for the subscription, and we appreciate the comment. Good stuff.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Here it is, the crown jewel of the M-Tron kingdom, right here.
Yeah, look at that thing, dude. That thing is loaded up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm counting 7 magnets on this thing.
Yeah.
One on each one on each one of the boxes. One on the little jet. One on the thing under the jet. One on the cart. One on the thing over there. No, there's probably more than that.
Yeah, because there's the one on the crane, and then there's the one. Because they have them on all the little boxes and the little cars and the big boxes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the back opens up. This has got a function in the back. You can put stuff in. You got the platforms. The cockpit itself is like big enough to fit 3 guys.
Which is awesome. I love that.
So good. The function on it's really fun. The way they made it open and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I like that if you take the big, like, I guess, cargo boxes off of it, you can use those for like work platforms. Like you could stand up there, you could have a sniper posted up there, or you could have just people working up there, because it gives you this cool like raised base to kind of sit on and work on and stuff.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I like
a work platform. Yeah, I love those.
Exactly. Yeah,
I love those old 8x8 plates with the fence in it.
Oh, dude, those are one of my favorite pieces.
Those look like a workstation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, no, this set my wife got it for me for Christmas like 2 years ago. with the box.
Yeah, I can't remember who was saying something about you remember the vehicle that we were talking about in Arctic had the two plows on the front.
Yeah.
Boom! There's one of them right there for M-Tron.
Yep. Oh,
hanging
right.
out
Yeah.
on the Megacore Magnetizer.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This was $60 during its release, but today it will set you back $1,000 sealed.
$1,000. Oh,
Yeah.
sealed.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
That was from
Andrew
Jose.
Auburn.
Jose telling us how much it costs,
Right.
so that
Appreciate
when he
you.
goes to try to sell the second one to me, he can get $1,000 out of it. What he's trying to do. I see what you're trying to do, and that's not gonna work.
I don't think he's got them sealed. Andrew Auburn calling me out. Jason said work platform equals sniper. I'm just saying different functionality. You could put a watchman or a sniper up there covering the workers down below, or it can be used as a work platform. Who
M-Tron
knows?
was a peaceful faction.
Maybe some work platforms do equal sniper posts. Everybody's got different professions now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, speaking.
Were they a peaceful? I guess they were a peaceful faction.
Yeah, they were. Shed some light on some of this historical info that you've got while we admire the Megacore.
We'll do the History Channel on the M-Tron here. Well, I mean, so yeah, originally they're described as a rescue and repair faction. In a lot of the material outside the United States. Now, in the United States, they also are referred to as a mining faction, which makes a lot of sense considering they have this new material, the magnets, right, where a lot of their tech comes from. So in the United States, that's something where they were kind of referred to as mining as well as rescue and repair. There's an ideas book 260. If you guys don't have that, it's a fun one to check it out. A lot of fun to check that one online or get a hold of a copy because I got one of those. It's really fun. The M-Tron, there's an M-Tron ambulance carrying a Futron astronaut, kind of referring to them as helping Futron out or even being a medical faction. Some even originally thought that it was a counterpart to Space Police, kind of Fire Brigade style of Space Police, right?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Which is a cool, almost kind of works if you wanted to play it that way. So yeah. Those are kind of the main things, and then I guess a Blacktron Future Generation, their kind of plot point was the main objective in their storyline was to kind of steal this tech from M-Tron.
Yeah, that's what Blacktron wanted. They wanted their technology.
Yeah, and that's what they're up to, man. They're the bad guys, so they're always out there kind of stealing tech or derailing trains or something. So. So that's kind of the main sort of storyline info about M-Tron. Couple points. They had no base. I think we already kind of covered that.
Yeah.
So there was all ships and vehicles. This is the equivalent of a base for them. And then they all have the same uniform. There's no variations. They all have the little M on their chest. So there was not anything that necessarily distinguished a captain or like a mechanic versus a soldier. Or
and they all had the smiley faces too.
Yeah. This was before they got too crazy with the little.
Yeah, they didn't have any individualizing
headset guys or headbands.
Those came out in Space Police 2, right?
I think so, because during that time, I think there was a big shift also in like Pirate. And Castle, where a lot of facial hair and beards were showing up, and they were kind of shifting the minifig from that classic, happy face guy to some more diverse characters and different designs and stuff on the faces. So, yeah, I think you're right. It was Blacktron around Blacktron 2 or Future Generation where they started to shift that all over. I mean, mid 90s, right?
Yeah.
Late 90s, they really got some variety in their minifigs. You got Royal Knights coming out towards the end there and stuff. So I think that's it for my notes. They were never remade either, which is kind of some of these other things, even like Future or not Future Generation, Futron. Even Futron kind of had their two waves or renditions, right? Like kind of new prints on some of the figs later on and things like that. Space Police got three renditions. And Blacktron got two. I guess Ice Planet did get a sequel, and neither did M-Tron. Yeah, there's plenty that didn't, but a lot of those main ones did, and I feel like M-Tron is a very staple faction of space.
Yeah,
So,
Jose's pointing out the Space Police 2 had eyebrows. They got eyebrows and headsets, and I do recall that. I think there
But
was
then
one
they
or
also
two of them
had
that had a little bit of hair right up here at the top.
absolutely, and they also had the Captain torso print. He had a special print.
Well, he also had the epaulets.
He did, yeah, which I really love that.
I think they were red, actually.
They were, yeah. So that was cool. A cool addition to the Space Police 2 guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's when they really started getting variety in their figs and stuff like that. So
all right, cool. There was one other thing here that I wanted to point out. I'm not totally for sure what these came from, other than what Cosmic Brick had put in his description on Instagram. But apparently these were built from like archived designs for M-Tron from I guess one of the original designers.
Yeah. So when you look up like prototypes for M-Tron, it's the one we showed at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And it's these. These show up a lot.
Yeah.
I don't believe these are back of the box builds. These are designs they just didn't decide to go forward with.
Yeah.
And what is this? Is it Cosmic Brick?
Yeah, Cosmic.brick on Instagram.
Yeah. Go follow him on Instagram. He has done a great job in, I believe, doing these basically to a T. And I believe he also released instructions for all these. So
yeah, he did. Yeah. So he built them based on imagery that was released from one of the designers, and he built them all and made instructions for them, which is kind of cool. And as you can see, this looks like a recon team. Like you got construction going on there. Yeah. You've got all kinds of mechs that are kind of doing different things, which is kind of interesting, which shows the M-Tron versatility that was initially wanting to be sold.
Well, it's also worthy to point out that these do not have magnets on them. So
no,
this was before maybe they went with the whole magnet side of things. It's hooks and little claws and arms and things like that.
Yeah. So in space, there's zero gravity. So chains and winches don't work like that.
Yeah, in space, but you're not going to be driving a crane in space. You're going to be on a planet with some sort of atmosphere.
Oh, you are.
I mean, maybe it's even more gravity. That's a super microfiber cable that can stand up to the extra gravity on some of these planets.
Perhaps.
We don't know for sure.
You've saved it, Jason.
I saved it. That being said, yeah, I mean, it's all kind of science. Yeah. You're not
anyway, it's an interesting setup there. If you want to go and read his inscription on his Instagram and check him out, he's got the links over on his Instagram. I didn't have time to plug them all in. I was literally just on a little message back and forth on Instagram 5 minutes before we went live, so I didn't have enough time to plug them in, but I have them.
Yeah, I mean, these are cool. I like it. A lot of fun. I'm glad that he was able to put these together. I think he even did some cool videos. So yeah, definitely give him a follow. And Tricerion, almost Transformer like. It's very mech heavy. There's out of three of the 6 builds are mechs. So half of them are mechs.
Yeah.
And then one's a walker jumper. This thing looks like it jumps out front here.
Yeah.
Looks like a jumper. And then, I got a couple wheel vehicles. This almost looks more of a prototype to Spyrius, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
I think I was talking to somebody and he was saying it's pronounced Spyrius. So we can go with that now, I guess, if that's the correct pronunciation. But Yeah, because they had a bunch of mechs, right? They had those rolling robots and all that. So this almost feels like a precursor to them.
Adam with an interesting comment asking, does M-Tron not stand for Magnetron? And I would say it most certainly does.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what I would assume. Yeah, I assumed it was Magnetron. Yeah, because that's their tech. M for magnet, right? Tron, whatever. So
yeah, I would have to say it would be more Magnetron than mining, because they didn't actually have any drills.
Yeah, so going back to the mock I did for them, the big base that I put together, in the back of it, it's got I even made them a little train, like a tram. So you got an M-Tron tram that can go through monorail style on those old tracks. But in the back, I had a mining drill with like them mining the facility in the back of the base to build their tech out of. So I went leaned into that a little bit for the mock that I had put together for them, the big base
That's
thing.
cool.
Yeah, That's cool. It was fun. I had a lot of fun putting that in. But it stands for M-Figtron.
Yeah.
There was another. Oh, Andrew Auburn, cranes greater than. Yeah, cranes rule. I do love my cranes. Yeah, Spyrius had the claws on those. Yeah, they did. They had the cool little claws. Well, just like this one on the left here. The little robot on the left has the same claws as they did. Anyway, all right, moving on from those guys.
Yeah. So next week.
Yes.
Wolfpack.
Deep dive.
Into Wolfpack.
We're getting all the info. Hey, so by the way, anybody in the chat still listening or watching, drop us info too on some of these things. If you got some spicy bit of some hidden knowledge about something like this, we've had some people reach out to us, and it's been great to get the community involved in some of these as well. Not saying it'll end up in the final cut or on the show, but some of it will. And like we did with Cosmic Brick here, brought his stuff in that he worked on. So if you have some cool piece of information we may not know about an upcoming theme, you're welcome to drop us a message on Instagram. Or in the comments. I mean, I'll check the comments too. So.
Well, I try to.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard though. But
yeah. So anyway, next week we'll be taking a deep dive into Wolfpack. It's going to be kind of an interesting setup.
Yeah,
it'll be a little bit different, but still the same information. So there's quite a few Lego themes that I guess you would call it, or factions or whatever, that have been very limited in their set release.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
On those, I think we're going to do like a deep dive and really get into like piece counts and minifigs and what minifigs come with what sets, and
maybe look into some of the alt builds and stuff.
Some alt builds, any kind of historical lore that may have been cross-examined from comic book releases or promotional material or anything like that. Anything we can use to fill out the video for a whole hour and really have a deep discussion about it. So Wolfpack is the first one like that, because we only had 3 sets.
Which is good. Start small, so we don't get too crazy. This would be a good a deep dive into like Dark Forest is a good example of one that we could do in the future.
Oh, definitely.
So,
definitely have to get into that.
Yeah. And there's even some non-castle factions that have like a cool 3 or 4 set release that we could dig into. So wanted to address real quick General Tron's bricks. No word on the CMF. Well, it's releasing this year, the Space CMF series. One of these days we should drop in our thoughts on that, because I know both of us have some thoughts on that whole thing. But
I mean, the loose pixelated image that we've got that leaked out really wasn't enough yet for me to really give my 2 cents. But from what I saw, I'm not impressed with it. Overall as a series,
it's hard to tell. I don't love the direction they took it. So that's what we'll say for now. When we get some clear images, I'm sure you and I will pop.
Oh yeah, we will jump. We will have to talk about that for sure.
We'll analyze it all. But that being said, I think General Tron was referring to the return of an M-Tron minifig, which is true. It's pretty basic. Looks like an M-Tron minifig. It's got a printed tile. That's fun.
Yeah, there's a Blacktron Generation 2 as well.
Yeah, some mutated looking guy, and then I think the hero out of that whole theme, it looks like it's going to be Ice Planet.
Yeah,
out of that CMF, I should say.
And even that one is just kind of doesn't feel like the classics.
Not quite there for us, but again, blurry images. So we'll really analyze it when we get some better images, and we'll add it to a space talk in the future, probably. So.
Yep, Tricerion. We will touch on all those next week. You're saying got to talk about the Wolfpack keychain, the Bull Knight, and the Rogue CMF. Of course.
Yeah, we'll be pumping the stream full of all of that information. For Wolfpack,
anything that relates back to Wolfpack is going to be talked about.
Yeah, and we'll be relying on the chat as well to chime in with their information like we do. So that'll be a fun time to talk about.
Oh yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited to talk about Wolfpack.
Yeah, guys. Well, so if you enjoyed the stream, definitely give us a like if you want to see more of this type of stuff.
Follow, subscribe. Subscribe to the Brick Monarch shop if you guys want updates or discounts, advanced notice on discounts.
Well, and you can also subscribe to our subscription down below in the chat there if you want to get access to some of the exclusive content Andrew and I are working on behind the scenes, which probably be hopefully launching sooner than later.
Yeah, I mean, very soon.
We don't have a date on all of that, but we've been nailing down times to shoot this stuff and get these things put together. So drop a subscription for us if you're interested in more content from us. And that's been another episode, my friend.
Yeah. Another episode of Let's Talk About Lego. Thanks for joining, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here and bringing your 2 cents and every 2 seconds. It's
absolutely nice. All you guys who stay in the chat the whole time, we really appreciate you guys. You're the super fans of this whole thing. So we had a solid 22 of you sticking through the whole thing, and that's awesome. So thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, it's very good. Everybody have a good week, and we will talk to you next Monday.
All right, have a good one, man. Appreciate it.
See ya.
Good night, guys.